Hello and welcome here to the Security Corp Stadium here for this match between Newton Aycliffe and Stocksbridge Park Steels. It's going to be an exciting game here as we begin the FA Trophy. It's been a few years since the Steels won in this one, though we are more famous for our trophy runs than we are for our cup runs. Chris Hilton managed the Steels on several successful trophy runs. Whereas Newton Aycliffe, it's a completely different story for them. This is their very first match in the tournament. And having spent most of their history below here at Step 5 and Step 6 levels, while they've done plenty in the Vars over the years, but this is their first entry into the trophy and they'll be wanting to make a positive impact as they make history today. The referee is just walking our teams out here today. So we are very, very excited for this one. So we are having a few power issues. Unfortunately, the power pack's not really proper, so we're not. So we're just having the teams right out here at the moment. Sorry, just a bit of a technical issue with our screen. We're just having to reduce, but as much battery saver techniques we have on our screen to try and make sure that our battery on our laptop survives the entire game due to some technical issues we've had to face beforehand. So we are at 3 o'clock, but just the teams work out. So I'm going to read the teams out for you now to make sure you're aware of them all. So we'll start with Newton Aycliffe, the home team. It's Daniel Cameron in goal, then Oscar Eckley Aldriff, then it's JD Costello, Aaron Brown, Mark Costello, Jack Raper, Ethan Wood, Jake Pettigene, Mackenzie DiCiccio, Carl Davis, and Liam Adamson. The bench is Jack Clark, Mitch Langton, Curtis Turner, Ross Goodwin, Luke Robertson, Thomas Poole, Jack Watson, and then the bench is Jordan Lemon, Alex O'Connor, Ifia Fabu, Luca DeFalco, and Andy Ring. So the teams are just preparing now. The Newton Aycliffe team up, just doing one final team talk, one last huddle. Our Stocksbridge get ready into their positions. Our kickoff is obviously just going to be a few minutes later, as you could probably tell from the time now. I believe we are having a few connection issues. We'll try and alter a few settings to try and see if that will make things a bit better. We did have to tweak a few settings last week as well to try and ensure that our commentary goes out without many technical issues, as we seem to always affect. This is just one of the things with going around different places. Not everyone has the best mobile internet, which is how we power this commentary. I'm Adam Allcroft, by the way, so that's. And here we go. So Newton Aycliffe have started off kicking from left to right, wearing an all blue strip, while Stocksbridge Park Steels in their away red strip kicking from right to left. Hogg just lays the ball off to Tinker, who takes it to the left-hand side, sending it long, looking for the runner Watson, but it's just a bit too central. We'll go back to Daniel Cameron here, as it's now just been back in his arms. We will try and keep you up to date with other goals in the FA Trophy today as this tournament kicks off with the Step 4 side. Oglesby heads on away into midfield. Goodwin will head it on. Tucker tries to get onto it, but Pettigene successfully battles for that and gets it to JD Costello on the left-hand side. Gets it through to Raper, who again passes it all the way back to Brown, who's still in a sort of left-back position at the moment. And then he will pass it all the way back to Daniel Cameron. He lays it off centrally here to Mark Costello. Sent long here, looking to get it down the right wing. Oglesby's going to look to cover that, but he's going to get harassed by Liam Adamson there. And it's going to be battled for and then out for a goal kick. Oglesby able to successfully just shepherd that one out of play. So that's just Townsend there, who is going over to fetch the ball and prepare for this goal kick. Just wonder what kind of pace the game get we're going to get is the heat wave as well are true and hit the northeast at the moment. It is absolutely roasting up here. We've been very much appreciative of the slush puppies they sell in the bar here at Newton Aycliffe. They've been fantastic to have beforehand. Even believe there are certain other things you can have in your slushes. And I see Dave's lad just go back with some bottles of water. They just seem like the nicest things in the world. Townsend sends it long, looking for Thomas Poole, tries to hook it down, gets a touch onto it, but it goes beyond him. Here to JD Costello, who's been forced backwards and then manages to pass it through to Ray Pruse, then gets it back to Costello, and then he's been charged down by Goodwin, but after the first block, he goes back to him. Now it's gone all the way through to Diciccio, and back in central midfield, opens up here for Newton Aycliffe as Aycliffe, though he has to cut back thanks to Watson's defending into central midfield now for Newton Aycliffe. They switched it on to Aycliffe, but far too high and long for him. It's out for a Steele's throw in. 2 minutes gone in this game. It's 0-0 here. All going mid, and they've won it high. The play Dicicio's got touches on the side there, and Oxley gets a header on before he knocks it high up into the air. The appeals for a corner is not given, as it's now going to be winning there by Pettigene. Gets it down the right hand side, being chased by Wood. Battle here with Tinker, and then Tink still with the right side with Diciccio. Now he's been forced back into the corner flag. Then it's still there, and the offside flag does go up as he tried to pass it back to Diciccio, who's basically on the line there. Just in case you hear like other random whistles and you're thinking, what are they? Why is Adam not saying anything about these? We have got like lots of different sports going on. This is a sports club, not just a football club. So you've got just beyond the opposite side of the stadium here, there is a rugby match happening, and to our left there is also a cricket game that you have to walk past. It's a very lovely little setup that's here up here in Newton Aycliffe today. First time the Steels ever faced Newton Aycliffe. We're making 2 trips up here this year, but going back at the start of December. As Townsend sends one long and then pull heads onto Goodwin, but Goodwin can't get on control. Allows Costello just to boot that one away. It's one for Adamson to try and get on at the end of, but Baker will just shepherd that out. It's a throw into Stocksbridge on the right-hand side. Thank you to everyone who has joined us for this game. If you want to get involved with the commentary, please do feel free to comment on the YouTube chat. We will try and shout out anyone who's listening. And in terms of goals, we'll try and update from the FA Trophy games involving teams in our league and local fixtures, because there's too many FA Trophy games to update on absolutely everything. There's Newton Aycliffe just have it on the left-hand side here, trying to get it through to Raper, but robbed by Turner, who gets through to Rawson. Chests it down, just going horizontal, look for the run of Watson, just not enough pace on it. Watson had the beating of his man as well, but Ethan Wood with a crucial interception. Then it's just back into their own central defence for Newton Aycliffe, who send it long. There's appeals for a foul there from Baker, having a little bit of argy-bargy with Adamson, but nothing given, and it's going to go back comfortably to Townsend here. Townsend will roll it out in front of him before sending it long, looking for Rawson, who does head it on, and it might just be Watson who peels in, takes a shot, and he's offside anyway. His shot did go all across the line before going wide. So back here for Cameron to take this goal kick now. So just taking his time with it, Daniel Cameron. He's going to send it long. He's looking here for Cal Davison, who does head it on, and he might get beaten here, but Baker's got a good clearance there with Adamson hovering behind him. Gets it to Watson, who's been forced backwards, and he's going to lose the ball here to Wood, who is doing well with a few men around him. He gets it out to Pettigene, and then across to Rapert and to Brown back in central defence, who's taking his time with it now and just playing with himself really then before passing it back to Raper and then to JD Costello on the left-hand side. We've got 2 Costellos in the Newton Aycliffe lineup. His long ball forward headed by Langton, but quarter midfield, and now it's with Pettigene again, who back to JD Costello, then to central midfield, but intercepted, but then back with Pettigene, and then all the way back into central defence here with Raper, who rolls out in front of him before sending it, looking for that left-hand side. Baker heads it away, but it's just going to go back into midfield and not forward. Diciccio fight for it. Oglesby heads it away, gets it to Hogg, who heads it sideways, and then Turner will lay it off to Tinker. Tinker will pass it forward now to Watson. It's into the new takeoff before pass it back into Hogg. It's a short pass by Hogg. Turner has to go rescue him there, and Baker's going to actually run back to make sure it doesn't go out for a new Tinker throw. Baker does get it though, and Baker's going to carry it along before passing it to Langton. Langton crits it crossfield. Look for Tinker, who's going to good space. It's a great ball to Tinker. Tinker is going to cut inside and he's looking for an overlap. No one's there for him. You can see that was definitely a planned move from the training ground that didn't really work because no one was making that final run. You can see what the idea is here. Hello, Harry Verity listening. How's the heat up there? Absolutely horrendous down here at the moment. I was told you were driving up today, Harry. So I'm wondering where you are. But the heat, it's very hot up here. But there, I said there's slush puppies to cool us down. So we're very happy. So it's with Adamson on the left-hand side, then back here to the central midfield, and they go down the left-hand side. Baker gets a tackle in, and then Goodwin manages to get it away, and then but it is going to go back to the midfield to Brown, then cross into central defence here with Mark Costello, then to Aycliffe, and then back here for Ray Prue. Steps up into a central midfield role for that one, and he's going to try and get it cross-field, and he does. Adamson does very well to keep that in, and before it goes back to JD Costello. And back into Aaron Brown. So Newton Aycliffe are definitely a football inside, definitely happy to pass it around, and we'll see if they can get the killer pass. So it's a good ball there as they go up for Davis, tries to hook one into the box, but it's a bit too high for anyone who had gone in there. No one was in there anyway. It's out for a goal kick now. So no goals involving any teams in our league as of yet. We are 8 minutes into this game. It is 0-0 as things stand here between Newton Aycliffe and Stocksbridge Park Steels. Well, as I say that, Belper Town have taken the lead against Newcastle. Revenal James scored there. Belper having a good start to the season so far, as they were relegated to the Northern Premier League East last year. I'm thinking Townsend definitely taking his time with these goal kicks there. I wonder if that's to do with the heat. He hasn't got his cap on yet, though. As Townsend sends it long here, looking for Poole. It's over his head, and it's just going to go out for a throw. And Stocksbridge struggling for possession at the moment. Feels like it has been all Newton Aycliffe. While they haven't shown anything incisive yet, it's been them on the ball and asking the questions. As the ball longs head away by Tinker, and we're also going to see if he can cause a problem. He's having shirt pulled there on the right wing. We're also more appealing to the referee than fighting for it, and that allows Newton Aycliffe just to nip it in, pass it back to Cameron, who's going to try and get it quickly here to Aycliffe, and he gets the header above Tinker, but then Tinker chased back and then pass it back to Townsend, and he's going to boot this. But it's been intercepted in midfield by Liam Adamson, and he is tackled, but it bounces back to Pettigene, who gets it across to Raper now, and he's going to control it. But he falls backwards here, and he gets it now to Mark Costello, then back to Raper, who is going to then left-footed ball, looking for the left wing here, and Baker gets a touch to get it away from Diciccio, and it's going to be a bit of a battle there between the two, and before it goes out for a goal kick, Diciccio getting the last touch onto it. Harry, excuse number 527, completion day on the house could be any time soon. Oh, yes, you are moving soon to the brilliant town of Stocksbridge. And currently melting while trying to sort out the garden. There's no excuse. You should always be here with Stocksbridge. You could be missing a great game here as Tinker touch it onto Watson on the left wing. Watson just slips over a tiny bit, but he keeps hold of the ball really well. Takes a short pass to Turner, who's going to carry it forward, and he lays it through looking for Tinker. But essentially looking for Goodwin. Goodwin is offside, though, as he comes back to collect it. And it's going, but there was actually a foul on Tinker first, so it is going to be a free kick to Stocksbridge in a good position, 10 minutes into the game as well. So Thomas Poole is the one standing over it, ready for this free kick. So we know that Stocksbridge are very good from set pieces and have used this strength, especially with some of the height that the Stock Steels have. Luke Rawson, and who's been in great form, 5 goals so far this season. And while Ross hasn't scored yet this season, he's usually strong with headers from this sort of set piece. About 40 yards out on the left-hand side, it'll be an in-swinging free kick from Poole, and here it comes. But he's actually gone for the shot, but Cameron is aware of that, and it was more central goal. You could see what the idea of Thomas Poole was. I think Cameron panicked for a second, and but he is able to get away. See, Ashington supporter saying, I'm at Dunstan away, so you're not too far from us over here. I know you're over in Gateshead way there. We'll be off to Dunstan later this season as there's a battle midfield. Turner intercepts for Baker, flips it long, looking here for Watson, who chests it down, but no one's really there to feed off him. Stockbridge not succeeding on the second ball there, as a bit of a poor back pass from Newtaker puts him in some trouble, but he has gone into the box. And actually, there's appeals for a pass back there, and nothing has been given. It was definitely passed back, but I think because it wasn't aimed at the goalkeeper is what the referee will surely say in his notes afterwards. Though I can see a few of the Stocksbridge fans here looking incredibly confused at that one. I definitely one that would get about 10 minutes at half-time analysis. As it goes back now to Cameron, who touches it out now over to Aaron Brown, who takes a few steps forward and before stopping, taking the pass through, and it's some one-touch passing that goes loose and back to Baker now for Stocksbridge. He's going to clip it long, looking for Rawson, headed away from him though to Raper, who is going to knock the ball through, and it's going to be a battle for him. Oh, Baker gets it, appeals for a handball, not given. Baker carry on going forward into the opposition half before he passes back to Hagen and back in the Steels half with Langton. And Langton just can't really control, but he does get through to Goodwin before he's tackled, and then Goodwin goes in with a tackle still with Newton Aycliffe though, and then back to Mark Costello, no relation to Elvis, I believe, as Mark catches attention and then going to clip it long and then headed on as Tinker will cover that header and then pass it back here to Townsend. Townsend then sends it long looking for Turner this time. It comes off his back, goes to Poole, and Poole's going to try and clip a high one looking for Watson, but it's Aycliffe who's able to head it away, and it comes under the feet of Wood, who slips and goes out for a throw. Well, he was going to go out for a throw, and Turner's been penalised for pushing the back on the right back, and it's going to be a free kick to Newton Aycliffe. 13 minutes gone in this game. It is 0-0 here. Grantham have just taken lead against Rugby Town. Greg Smith has scored there as Liam Adamson passes it back to Aycliffe. Then back to Wood. Crossing it into midfield here to Raper now. He's looking to try and get on his left foot, but he has to turn and then gets back to the right hand side to Wood again. Wood's looking for the ball into the box, but cleared away by Hogg. Been passed it back to Hogg. Don't think Hogg really wanted it, but Hogg will carry it away before passing back to Poole and then across to Oglesby, who has some space. Oglesby's going to send it long, but he shanks it a bit. If Watson can keep it in, he'll have space, but it has gone out of play for a throw-in. And Nantwich have taken the lead against Liversidge through AJ Lech-Smith. I remember AJ Lech-Smith being a Crewe Alexandra wonder kid at one point, being once by championship clubs. Now he's at Nantwich. As it's headed away by Oglesby this throw-in. Turner keeps it in, back to Tinker, who gets a bit of a weak pass. It's intercepted, and then Newt Aycliffe are able to clear, and they get in the midfield with Ethan Wood, who gets it over to his left-hand side now. Then back to Aaron Brown, who right-footed ball, looking forward, looking to get it to Diciccio, peels off to the left wing noticeably a lot. He does lose the ball and slips over as he does it, and it's still with Newton Aycliffe despite the appeals for a free kick. Just taking it across here, and Newton Aycliffe just holding possession well. As they're trying to get it to the left-hand side, do get it to the left-hand side. Ball goes in, and it's Oglesby. It's a poor clearance, but Turner was there for it. It's a good job he was, or else that would have been great shooter position. And then it's going to be Stocks trying to pass it out, actually, from defence, which is not often done by Stocksbridge, but they do eventually go long and comes off the back of Ross. I say it came off the back of Ross, and I thought it's been given as a Stocksbridge throw-in. You see Neil Hennessy saying, good luck from the UC Build team. Thank you, Neil Hennessy, one of our fantastic sponsors that we have with the Seals. Lots of great sponsors we have this year. But I know I'm going to tell you about other things, but Ascot United are already 3-0 up on their away trip down in the FA Trophy. As Poole's well keeping that one in, but it only gives it back to Newton Aycliffe, though they clear it only for Oglesby to boot it back up. Rawson's going to try and use his body here. Chessie looking to turn. He has won the ball there. He's done very well. Pass it back to Poole, who cuts back to Baker now, looking for that gap. But as it's back to Poole, but it's well in from JD Costello, and they've got some numbers now before passing it back, and now they're going to look for Diciccio on the right wing, who can go one-on-one with Charlie Oglesby here. Diciccio goes on the right-hand side. He's got the beating of the pace there, but he's been forced a bit wide there, and the first opportunity has gone. Diciccio will have to try and create it at the second attempt, and knocks it off Oglesby and gets it back, and then back to Aycliffe Aldsworth. Back now here to Wood, who's going to send the ball over to the left-hand side. It's been headed back here to the number 3, JD Costello, but he shoots right at Townsend. First shot on target for Newton Aycliffe in the game. It's well worked, and just Costello just didn't have the direction on it. If you're expecting lots, plenty more Elvis Costello punts, I don't know his library at all, I'm afraid to say. Ball going long, but headed away by the other Costello before it goes back to Goodwin, and then just being caught in midfield, and then it's back in with Newton Aycliffe, and they're going to send it long. And Nikicho might have peeled off his man there, and he has. Tinker's causing some problems. Sliding challenge from Tinker, knocks it away from him, and it's going to go out for a Newton Aycliffe throw-in. Nikicho is trying to come into this game and cause more problems now, as it's thrown quickly here to Ethan Wood. Gets it through 1-2 back to Wood now, who's looking to get through a lot of Stocksbridge men. Lays it off for Davis on the right wing. Davis puts the teasing cross in, and it's the hooked ball. It's still in the 6-yard area. It's still with Newton Aycliffe. Passes the edge box. Here comes the shot. Great save, Townsend. Jake Pettigene takes a lovely shot from the edge of the box, but Townsend gets a good view of it, flies to his left-hand side, and with one strong arm punches it out. As it's the first corner of the game, and Newton Aycliffe have another good opportunity here. I'd say it's been mostly even, but Newton Aycliffe have had more of the ball, and now say better opportunities as well. The Stocksbridge off to turn from the corner. It was a weakness against Sheffield FC, one that I'm sure has been worked on during the 2-week break. And that ball goes over the top of everyone. Dikicho's having to chase down the left-hand side. Baker is able to knock it out. It's going to be a throw-in for Newton Aycliffe on this left-hand side, as Neil Ferriby have taken the lead against Ossett through Oliver Donald. As it's now back here with Newton Aycliffe, right-footed cross from the left-hand side going through. Going to be peeled off. Davis controls it well, keeps it in, but he is out of play there, actually. But Tinker had also cleared it, done well. So it remains 0-0 here after 18 minutes in this game. Newton Aycliffe having a good chance there through Jake Pettigene, but his shot was well saved by Townsend. Ball going long here, look, as Baker will head it on, and then Poole will knock that on as well before it's headed away by Aycliffe and into central defence, where Oglesby will just boot that one long. Rawson's going to fight for it. He chests it down. No one's there to get. I think no one's playing close enough to Rawson at the moment, really, to get any of the second balls off him, which is mainly in Stocksbridge attacks last seconds rather than minutes. Back with Cameron now, who's going to send it long, and it's over the top of everyone. Then it's going to be a foul, and from Cal Davis, and Stocksbridge will get the free kick here. Oh, I'm getting shown Elvis Costello's library here, so I may have some puns for you later on. Graham Furness will approve. Our chairman, who, if you don't know, he likes a good pun. Just ask him about donkeys in the seaside. As Townsend lays it off here to Baker. Baker will play through here to Thomas Poole, who takes a touch. He's going to look for the overlap of Baker. He finds him. Baker is going to try and put the cross in, blocked by Brown, but you can see the overloads that Ian Richards likes on the wings working there. Just some news. Obviously, we are going to face the winners of Mossley or Vauxhall Motors. Some news from there is that Jack Grundy of Mossley has been sent off. It remains 0-0 there as the throwing goes here. Back to Baker, left-footed cross going internal to peel off, but it's headed away, and it's going to go out for a corner kick. Stockbridge's first corner of the game here on the 20th minute. Obviously, either quite not actually that long a journey to Mossley, but so Vauxhall Motors will be. Just to let you know, there won't be any commentary for that game. I will be in Athens. Hey, hello, young Wednesday fan. See you in the comments here as we're waiting here for this corner kick to go in. Here comes the corner, missed by everyone and headed on by Ogsby, and then almost dipping under the bar, but well claimed by Daniel Cameron, who's able to jump and get it. Actually, Mitch Langton with the header there. I do apologise, as it's gone out with Raper on the left-hand side. Newton bursting out quite quickly there as they get it through to Pettigene, who's bursting forward. Great pass there to Dikicho on the left-hand side, but his pass is not so great, and Baker intercepts and lays it off to Hogg, who clears it away. Looking for Rawson, who's getting held quite a bit there, and it was Newton Aycliffe appealing for the free kick, but not giving either way. As it's back here with Mark Costello, who swings it out here to Hickley Aldsworth. who carries it forward. Stops here for us as the game just slows down for a bit, and then passes it back to Mark Costello, who passes it forward to Raper, and then lays it back now to Brown. Brown's going to carry it forward. He's carrying it forward. He's going to clip it on the left-hand side. It's a good-looking pass there if he can keep it in, and it should do there with J.D. Costello having gone forward with it, and he's going to try and knock it off Baker, but then Baker actually intercepts well, and Apporti knocked it off Costello then to get the throw in steals away, but instead it's actually going to be a Newton Aycliffe throw. Throws it back into left back, then across to Ethan Wood, who takes the touch. Wood's going to go for the shot here, but right at Townsend, who does knock it to the ground before claiming it again a second time. Going for FA Trophy glory there, as the ball's thrown out now to Tinker. Essentially to Turner, takes the touch. It's trying to get it through, but it's intercepted, well intercepted there. And it's Liam Adson who's charging forward, lays it off now to Davies, who puts it across the 6-yard, but behind everyone. Can be collected by Keach on the left-hand side, then back to Raper, who tries to get beyond, but then Baker intercepts. That was a good opportunity there for Newton Aycliffe as they intercepted the ball high up the pitch, but they were not able to take the opportunity. I'd say Newton Aycliffe edging the game at the moment. Dunstan have taken the lead against Ashington. Jordan Lamb scoring there, but it's no slaughter as of yet. Must be Ashington's first time in the trophy in a long, long time as well. They were promoted with Newton Aycliffe from the EBAC Northern League last year. As ball cut long and Langton heads it away back to Baker, who then clears it away a second time, but it's going to be intercepted by Raper midfield, heads it forward to Wood. They've been laid off quite well, and they're making some good space themselves, as it's going to be a shot from distance again, but that's right from Townsend. It's Jake Pettigene, who I think is trying to get his eye in here, but he was given too much space there in the centre of midfield to go on the run. Thankfully, the shot wasn't much at all. We're knowing the weather here, we will probably get a drinks break very soon. Ball goes long, but slide by J.D. Costello back to Poole now, who didn't really have options on. He lays it back to Rawson, then back to Goodwin, who gives it back to Poole on the right-hand side as Goodwin tries to push forward as a forward option, but it's on back all the way back to Hogg now. And then he's trying to get to Goodwin, but J.D. Costello rises over him and heads it out of play. Cleethorpes Town are looking like they're going to be going out. They're down 2-0 to Hanley at the moment. And it does look like we are going to get our drinks break now. So we have been asked about the weather. It is very warm up here today. I mean, at the moment, actually underneath this stand, we aren't too bad. It's the shade is giving us a lot of help here, but also it's just that the weather is just when you're in that sun today, it is very, very warm. And 24 minutes in, we will get a drinks break. So it looks like a few of our teams are doing well. I've just seen that Grantham are now 2-0 up on Rugby. Luke Hinsley has scored their second of the game. I'm pretty sure Luke Hinsley was somewhere different a few weeks ago as well. So we just... Also, the drinks, it's an interesting tactical thing, because I don't know if you've ever noticed this when you watch the games with drink breaks, but they can often be a good time for the manager to do some tactical changes. And you can actually see over here now that Ian Richards is having a big talk to the players at the moment. Most likely to try and alter a few things that haven't been working so far. As I say, Newton Aycliffe have had a few opportunities, not real like clear-cut, definite chances, but definitely have been in positions which have been dangerous. Newton Aycliffe already returning back to position while Stocksbridge's talks are continuing. And Stocksbridge will need to change things, because I'd say if this continues as it is, I would say Newton Aycliffe are more likely to score. No, we're still continuing this. Well, we shouldn't be, but here's the linesman has now returned into position. On this beautiful September's day here at the Cleethorpes Stadium with me, Adam Allcroft, your commentator, and Stocksbridge now breaking up here as they are set to return to position for the rest of this first half, which remains at 0-0. And you see that there's quite a few other drinks breaks happening at the same time. Summer has hit in September in the United Kingdom at long last. It's been weird looking through August, having some days we're thinking this game might actually get called off today, especially in pre-season where we've had a few. where we did see some games get called off for waterlogged pitches. But we will resume with this throwing for Stocksbridge in on the right wing in Newton Aycliffe's half, about halfway upward from it. Baker will throw in looking for Goodwin, takes the touch, but then tackled immediately and cleared away. It's Hogg tracking it, who's going to head it back to Oglesby. First touch pass is intercepted, but Hogg able to get onto it, and then Goodwin will try and head it on, but it is just back now here for Brown, who very confident at just carrying it forward, but the one-touch passing is just going to be intercepted there. Goodwin is able to knock it away to Turner, who now carries it away horizontally to Poole, lays it off for Goodwin. Goodwin's going to turn and is blocked his pass, but then Tinker's going to able to charge forward. Tinker carrying forward. Tinker's thinking about it. He's taking a lay off for Watson. Watson kill the shot, saved by feet. And then somehow win from inside the 6-yard box. It should be 1-0 Steels. I really thought Tinker was the one who was going to go for it. He was in a good position, but instead he spots Jack Watson on the left-hand side, who doesn't get the curl on his finish like he'd want to. It's saved by the legs of Cameron, but Goodwin's the first onto it, and Goodwin really should be putting that one in the back of the net. Instead, he hits it over from about 6 yards out, and we remained at 0-0 here. Fantastic play, though, from Stocksbridge. Stockton have had a man sent off in their match against Pontefract College, Michael Fowler. There. Pontefract Collieries get a bashing sometimes, but they do seem to have Stockton Town's number, because you always notice them getting a point or three when they face them. I know Stockton won't have been happy when they saw that name come up in the draw. Tinker just heads that one away. Goodwin will get the second header on, but that's going to go out of play for a throw-in to Newton Aycliffe. Into a band of travelling supporters that we have here today. As we're 28 minutes into this game, 0-0 here. As Tinker heads that one away, but it's only going to go back to Pettigene, who heads it forward again. Goes beyond Hogg and then beyond Akichio, who tried to get his head onto it. Langton will get it and pass it back to Townsend, who sends it long here to Poole, who heads on to Rawson, who tries to touch onto it, but it knocked away by Brown, and it's going to be Stockbridge's throw-in. Newton Aycliffe don't look particularly happy with that decision. As the ball is currently in a bush above the fencing here. One of the Newton Aycliffe coaches is trying to rag it out. It's a bit like at school again when you get stuck and you have to get the kids to try and batter it down. And I think you need to throw another ball up there to get it. Currently midfield for Stocksbridge, but it's battle as Hogg trying to avoid a tackle. He does win it and pass it back to Baker, who gets through to Goodwin, tries to flick it on, but intercepting them back with Goodwin, and then his pass forward being cleared away. Townsend will step up to get this one. He's going to take it into his own box as well. Allows him to pick it up, and he does pick it up. He's just taking his time here. Just so you know, if this does finish as a draw at the end of the match, there is no replay. We will go to penalties. Our battery may not last that long, so because I said we've had some issues with our power supply today, unfortunately. As he's just gone out for a new safer throw in their half, and it's just with JD Costello on the left-hand side, and they're going to clear it along to this right-hand side now, and it's a good ball here. Ekliazwa tries to go forward and said he's going to pass it back to Raper now, but he's thankful Hogg. And I've just noticed the sweat on Hogg because his top of his shirt is completely different colour to the bottom. As it's now back to Adamson, who lays it off to Raper, and then back all the way it goes to Costello, and then to Raper, then back to Costello. And they're just passing it amongst each other at the moment before giving it over to Brown. Brown takes a touch before giving it to Raper again, who's in a defensive midfield position, to Exley Aldsworth. Then back here to Costello, and then over to Brown, who he's going to look long, and he's looking long for the right-hand side, where he's got two players there for it, and it's been knocked down well before Tinker gets a foot into it. It's going to go out here and actually be a Stocksbridge throw. It came off Exley Aldsworth last. So it's just Tinker throws it into Turner, who is going to pass it back to Tinker. He's going to send it long here. It's actually gone more horizontal than long. Baker gets it stuck under his foot for a second, but then Baker will just boot it away as he's back with Daniel Cameron now, who's just taking his time with it. One of the many former Middlesbrough players in this team. He is sending it long here, going to chest it down though for Wood. Wood just looking to beat his man. He's cutting inside, then got sideways to Raper. Get it left hand side now to Brown. Brown carrying it forward. laying it off now to Adamson. He's trying to look for the pass through, but intercepted by Turner, and Turner will lay it off for Rawson, and Stocksbridge are going to look for a counter attack here, but I think maybe he's stopped there by some good work from Adamson before Rawson's going to try and let Watson in, cuts inside, but then Adamson again with good defensive work before it just goes all the way back to Tinker, who lays it off for Goodwin. Goodwin getting back to Hogg. Hogg will then try and get it to Poole, who's dropped into midfield, gets it caught under his feet, but he still evades the tackle. Gets it over to Turner on the left-hand side, who's pointing where he wants Tinker to go. Tinker will follow, and then Turner will press forward, and then I know he's going to try and take the option of Tinker. Tinker's going to try and get on this ball. He does. He's laying off in the middle. Back to Ross. Takes a touch. He's needing the shot. He can't get it. There's too many men round him. Tries to lay off, and then it's cleared by Newton Aycliffe. He's just the first touch was where the shot was there. And Newton Aycliffe have an opportunity because they're 2-on-2 in defence here. But Baker's got back quick. Newton Aycliffe a bit too slow in attack there, but they've laid off really well for Adamson on the right-hand side. Adamson for sure. He's going to look for the left-hand side, but well headed away from Langton here. It's fantastic. It was Curtis Turner who dictated that move. He knew exactly where he wants Tinker to go, and Tinker did exactly what Turner said and played a good pass into the middle, but just Rawson just couldn't tap it in with the form in you would have expected him to do so. And more goals further back from our league. Sheffield FC are losing 1-0 to Spalding. Jordan Graham scoring the latest goal in that game. Well, the only goal so far in that game. Back to Wood here, who takes a touch. He's in the opposition half at the moment, so he lays it back to Mark Costello, then over to Brown. Centre-back's happy to play it forward, as Brown is just able to carry it forward. I wonder if Stockbridge are able to take advantage of that with counters in future, because at the moment, the only person on the halfway line, and as they attack, is Costello. Ball going to go into the box here. Townsend claims it, and he is going to try and take advantage because he's sent one looking for Watson here. It's going to be a bit, and Watson's going to have a good opportunity to get hold of this, and he does. He's got two men defending him now, and he's going to get past once through a spin move, lays it off for Turner. It's not the greatest touch from Turner. He's looking for another path, but Slingside goes in back to Goodwin. Goodwin's going to take the shot. It's a powerful shot just over Ross Goodwin. And again, as I just mentioned, the fact that they only had one defender back, Newton Aycliffe, Townsend spotted it too and looked to take advantage of a quick dispatch. It's a great ball from Townsend. Watson's done good to hold it down and create it into an attack, and it almost pays off there. Goodwin's shot there going just over. It's actually closer than it was than a shot from 6 yards out. It remains, though, after 33 minutes, 0-0 here. And now Cameron will send it long. Goodwin heads it away to Rawson, heads it on. Turner's going to be the one onto that ball. Turner will push forward. He's got Watson on the left. But he's got three men around as well. Pass it to Watson, who's going to look to cut inside. Right-footed ball looking for Goodwin, but headed away. Only back to Poole here, who doesn't get the best first touch, so defensive takes shot. He's going to lay it off to Baker. Baker going to put it across, and then it's a corner kick there. It was a good defending from Newton Aycliffe, and Stocksbridge get their second corner of the game. I was just saying about during the drinks break that these drink breaks can change games because of the changes managers can do during them, and I'd say it definitely has to, because since then Stocksbridge have come out firing and are quite unlucky, or just not got the shooting boots on, to not be in the lead at the moment. Poole on the corner. We know how good his deliveries can be. There they are, looking for the far end. Headed on. Well saved, Cameron. Well saved. Trade steals lead 1-0. The initial header is well saved from Daniel Cameron. I'm not sure who got this onto the header, but it's Watson with some goal poaching skills right there, right where you want the striker, and he finishes from close range. It is 1-0 to Stocksbridge, and Watson scores his second goal in 2 games. So really, it's just good positioning. That's what it's about. It's just about making sure you're in the right place at the right time. I know they don't get the respect sometimes, those finishers, but, well, they all count the same. It's 1-0 to the Steels now. As it's just back here for Davis, who restarts this game. Newton Aycliffe will now be looking to get back into this one. They lay it through to Wood here, who now back to Raper, and he's going to carry it forward. He gets it to the left-hand side to JD Costello. Pull almost in with a tackle, but Costello is able to keep it, and he pass it back to Raper in defence. And he's going to pass it across to Mark Costello. He's carrying it forward here. Takes for a block by Watson, and Watson's going to see if he can beat him in a foot race at Beyonce, but Costello is able to get back to it and gets it back to Cameron. That was a bit of a heart-dropping moment for Costello, I think. As it's now back here with Brown, who sends it long, looking for Diciccio. Langton will cover him as he's on the left wing, and Diciccio will slip over. He's looking for the foul. He's not going to get one. There's appeals from the Newton Aycliffe sub who's there, as Rawson gives it an attack, and he turns well, and he's going to lay it for Goodwin, who's going down the right wing. Goodwin's going to charge it down, and he's going down the right well. Goodwin trying to lay it off, looking for Watson. Blocked, and it's going to be a corner kick. Another one, the third corner of the game, and can the Seals get a second goal from it? It's going to be an outswing. I think Poole is better at these outswinging corners than he is the in-swingers. It's the first time he's taken a corner from this right wing in this game, as we are 37 minutes into this one. And you can see it's the likes of Rawson and Goodwin in there to watch for Watson taking up a place in the 6-yard box like he did last time. Here comes Poole's corner. It's looking like a good delivery again. Turner misses the header. It's still in the box before Costello is able to hook it away. And then Diciccio clears it away fully. But back to Poole now on the right wing, who is going to touch it there beyond to Baker, who's going to look to get the beat man. He's pushed over and it's a free kick to the Steels on the right wing. And Poole will love to have this opportunity to swing the ball in. So Poole will have another good opportunity here. Again, it's the same sort of people up there. You know, your Oglesbys, your Langtons, your Goodwins. Jack Watson also up there. He can't goal hang like he did last time. Here comes a swinging ball and looks dangerous. Oh, almost an own goal then, but then cleared out by Wood. Still not fully away. Turner's fighting for it. Not penalised for the little push he did there. And then it is properly away, and they're going to see if they can launch the counter-attack here, but Tinker's intercepted and cleared it out for a throw-in really well. You can see Grumpy Old Man in the comments going boom after that goal from Jack Watson, his second of the season, and second in 2 games. As Hogg just clipped on long, Rawson's going to look to challenge Costello for it as it goes in the corner, causing some problems for him, but Costello is able to turn well out of it. Quite a classy little centre back, Costello, to say. As Wood carries it out, he's still in his own central defence. He's going to have to send it long, and here, look at the right-hand side, headed back into central. It's good from Newton Aycliffe. They've escaped pressure really well there. They've sent one for Diciccio to try and chase, and Diciccio gets a touch here, but then it's the foot of Townsend. It's a bit of a handball save from Ben Townsend, who star jumps essentially to block him from getting past it. And now he's able to get away with it. Baker knocks it through to Rawson now. Rawson touches well, and he's going to get back to Poole, knocks it long, looking here for Watson. The offside flag is not going to go up. It's actually going to be Turner who's going to claim it. Turner's turned really well, and Turner's going to look for the shot himself. He takes a shot left-footed. It's not a great one, and I think you could tell there that Turner is not left-footed at all, because he wasn't able to get much purchase onto that one. He was quite simply blocked and dealt with, and Goodwin was there as well as an option. I think with his miss last time, that might be why Turner didn't take that one on. So Wood now, who's looking for the overlap of Aycliffe, and he's done it really well there. Don't know what Tinker is at the moment. He's actually very further up. It's Turner back in that position there, as Aycliffe will put a cross in now, looking for the far post, and Townsend will leave it as it goes out for a goal kick here. 40 minutes gone in this game as the Steels are 1-0 up here. Closing in on half-time at the moment. Townsend will actually take a bit of a short option, pings it to Tinker, who's then going to get it through to Watson, who likes his roll on his feet, but that does allow Costello to tackle him and pass it back to Cameron. Rawson will keep him honest, and the chip ball from Cameron, which was looking for Costello, he goes straight out of play. Stocksbridge will get the ball back here in a good position for the throw-in. Tinker will head up to take this throw-in. Tinker throws it looking for Turner. Turner's looking to keep it in. Pass it back to Tinker. Tinker thinking of a right footed ball in. Instead, he's going to lay the pass short off to Hogg. Hogg's going to switch play for Baker, who does well there to haul it down. He's going to carry him forward. I think he's thinking of a shot. He's going to take a shot, but it's blocked away. It's going to be back with Baker, who has to head it back to Langton now. Langton takes a touch. He's going to quickly put it to Hogg. One touch pass, looking for Baker, but Baker, I don't think, really realised what he was going to do, and it's out for a throw-in now. Back on the left-hand side here now for throws it inwards to Pettigene and then back here into Signers. They do well to keep that in here. Liam Adamson is trying to avoid it, but then goes to Raper, and Raper, it's opened up for Raper. He's going to burst forward here now, sprays it out to Aycliffe, back to Raper here, who is looking to get it on his left foot now, and he's going to take the shot from left foot, and that is into the bushes behind the goal there. I don't know if there is another sport field behind there, but someone, whatever that is, someone's going to have to go fetch it. You can see why he took the shot. It opened up really nicely for him. He got it on his left foot. Oh, it's his favoured left foot, but he just didn't get wrap his foot round the ball properly, and it's high and wide. And Townsend will enjoy having shots like that coming to him all day if he could get it. Back now for Townsend, who's going to take this goal kick. He's just taking his time with it as we get closer to half time. 43 minutes gone. 1-0 to the Steels. Carlton Town have equalised in their game against Coleshill. Alex Hardwick scored there, while Belper 2-0 on Newcastle. Cameron Johnson, the latest. Dunstan are also 2-0 on Ashington. Sado Jallow has scored as Watson is forced back. Nutmegs the referee before Tinker passes it on to Turner on the left-hand side, but the offside flag is up, and that stops that attack. And it's going to go back to Daniel Cameron here. So Daniel Cameron will take his time before sending it long here to the right-hand side, headed on, and then it's going to go into the box. It might be beaten to the number 11, and it's just wide. Liam Anderson has done really well there. It's for Route 1 football there from Newton Aycliffe. It's headed on, and Liam Anderson peeled off his mark well, and he sent a tantalising shot right across the line, and then Townsend will be very happy to say that just got behind his post. It's out of absolutely nothing, and Stocksbridge are lucky not to have gone, well, be level again now. Back now for Townsend to take this, who will be very cross with his defence for that one, because that is very simple football from Newton Aycliffe that almost paid dividends for him. Ball goes long, headed back away by Costello, but out for a throw into Stocksbridge. Have we lost the ball, it seems, or... Yep, I think that's another one that's gone to the rugby field there. I'm going to tell them... I can imagine the rugby players would rather be in the bar watching the Rugby World Cup at the moment that's taking place in France. Don't know when England's playing in that. Don't think it's going to go particularly well, considering that we lost to Fiji in the rugby recently. As Baker throws it down here, Wilson heads it on, but only back for Costello to clear it away. Langton will chest that away after climbing over the defender. I was a bit surprised no free kick given. Pulled as well to keep it in. Rawson now being able to keep it in. He's set one for Watson to try and chase, and Watson has got on the right hand side. He's got no one really helping him. He's going to lay it back to Goodwin. Goodwin's first touch not great though, and that eliminates the chance. Able to clear it away, and there is going to be a free kick for, I think, a foul Goodwin did in that attack, and it's going to be, as we enter the 45th minute mark, we are going to probably get some minutes added on thanks to that drinks break at least. Nantwich are 2-0 up on Liversedge. And Saunders is the one who scored there, Callum Saunders. Looks like a few teams from our league will be heading out. So laid off to Mark Seller, then over to Brown. Haven't seen how much at a time we're getting here, but as Costello has the ball back, gets it off to Wood, who's going to cut inside, gives it to Ray Pereira in the middle, and then back to Costello, who's quite slow at the moment. I wonder if the heat's just playing its pack. The sun has gone in now as this long ball goes forward and almost broke through, but instead it's going to go back to Pettigene on the right-hand side. Big lofted cross in, Townsend claims. Big confident claim from Townsend. It's something that does offer really well, as he's very confident at claiming crosses like that. Carlton are now 2-1 up on Coleshill. Alex Hardwick has scored again. And Bridlington are 3-0 down to Prescott Cables. Jack Goodwin, the last scorer here, as Stocksbridge give away a free kick. Goodwin being a bit overly physical. And it's going to be a free kick here. Played off to Mark Costello here, who is going to place it centrally here to Pettigene, and then back here to Brown, who will carry it forward over the halfway line and across to Raper, who's over at left back at the moment. And slip through here to Adamson, who gets a bit of physical out of Goodwin, and Goodwin there is told off for that one, and it's going to be a free kick, which is going to be quickly taken, and it is, and tries to get through to the left-hand side to Adamson. Baker's following him all the way, though. He's forced him back, then through to Adamson, then all the way back now here to Pettigene, and slipped over to the right-hand side to Aycliffe, who is back here for Costello, then, and it's back to Mark Costello again after giving it to Brown, and Costello's going to carry it forward here to Aycliffe, then back to Wood. Wood right-footed, looking to get it cross-field here, but Poole steps back and heads it away, but it's only going to head it back to Raper here, who tried to get it last time, but well intercepted by Poole, who's going to clear it out. Rawson forces some pressure onto Brown, who has to clear it out, and over to the rugby field it goes again. Luckily, with the way rugby players kick the ball, they'll be able to get it back over that thing. And I can just see the rugby, they've just done a conversion. No idea which way if you're interested in Newton Aycliffe rugby. Ball goes long here, looking for Watson, but that's just going to go right out of place. Back hit for Newton Aycliffe here. We are about 2 minutes into the added time. I would expect half time quite soon. But you never know in non-league if we're following the proper EFL rules that have been set over for these ridiculously long ones, or if we're following the old traditional ones. And I think looking at this, we might be following the new rules, as Watson looks to cause problems, and he's won the ball there high up the pitch. He's on the left wing, looking to beat his man. He's going to cut it inside and then lays the pass off here. Turner's having to stretch to get it. Turner takes a shot. Well saved Cameron, and he's able to get hold of it at the second attempt. Turner has to do really well to stretch to get hold of that shot. I'm surprised he could get much power onto it at all. Unfortunately, he couldn't get enough direction to pull it away from Cameron, but Cameron is in. There is the half-time whistle. That will be the last act. Stocksbridge are leading 1-0 here, thanks to a goal from Jack Watson. The corner was swung in, headed towards goal by Goodwin, saved by Cameron, but Watson was there to score from the rebound. And we will join you again in 15 minutes. You are going to see the spinning ring for the next 15 minutes because we're going to try and conserve the battery of our laptop here because of our power issue problems that we stated before. We will see you, though, in those 15 minutes. Welcome back here to the Security Corp Stadium for this FA Trophy match between Newton Aycliffe and Stocksbridge Park Steels. I'm your commentator, Adam Allcroft, for this match. And now, as the game just kicks off here, the Steels kicking from left to right in their all red kit, while Newton Aycliffe kicking from right to left in their all blue kit. Classic colour clash here, as it's just through here for Costello to clear it up, and then Oglesby will knock it away. So we'll just get the teams out for you now. So Newton Aycliffe's team is Daniel Cameron in goal, then it's Oscar Eckley-Aldsworth, JD Costello, Aaron Brown, Mark Costello, Jack Raper, Ethan Wood, Jake Pettigene, Mackenzie DiCiccio, Kyle Davis, and Liam Addison. Their bench is Jack Clarkson, Liam Cook, Jacob Mallison, Charlie Dawson, and Zach Blythe. The Stocksbridge team is Ben Townsend in goal, then it's Bailey Ty Baker, Jack Tinker, Luke Hogg, Charlie Oglesby, Mitch Langton, Curtis Turner, Ross Goodwin, Luke Rawson, Thomas Poole, and Jack Watson. The bench is Jordan Lemon, Alex O'Connor, Ifya Fabu, Luca DeFalco, and Andy Ring. So it's 1-0 after that goal from Jack Watson in the first half of the Steels. And it's Newton Aycliffe looking to get on the attack right now. They've laid it off well here before knocking the ball forward, but headed away by Langton. And JD Costello will decide that to bounce out for a throw in here. Throws it back here for Raper, who's going to go past to Mark Costello, something that we noticed in the first half, how comfortable on the ball that they are. They're very comfortable, just passing it amongst in the back, and they don't look really that threatening. They wouldn't do it if Stockbridge might try a bit more of the press in the second half, but But as Costello trying to control it, but well robbed of the ball by Baker, who's being forced backwards. He passes it across to Langton, who clears it away. It's going to be an unchallenged head away from the captain, Aaron Brown, for it's Adamson tried to head it back away, but it's gone out for a Steele's throw in here. Stocksbridge will be looking to hold on here to try and make sure that they're in that next round of the FA Trophy. But as if Baker just given a foul throw away, one of the silliest ways to give away possession. It goes back to JD Costello. But yeah, this the winner of this tie will go to face either Mosley or Vauxhall Motors. It's currently 0-0 there. And it's just Ethan Wood there who's going to look a lovely little ball over to the right hand side to Aycliffe, who controls it. Back to Wood, who's looking to find him again with this ball over the top. Watson's got some good defending, allows Tinker to get a foot in, and Hogg will head away, but not very far. It's Raper who gets it across back to Wood, who's trying to get down this right hand side, a bit congested down that right hand side, but he is going to get across and he's going to get hooked down as well, so he's going to get a free kick, and it's a really good early opportunity from the set piece here on the 47th minute. So big opportunity here for Newton Aycliffe to level right away, right out the traps, which would completely change the game. It would make Ian Richards just throw his half-time team talking in the bin. Here comes it's a good-looking ball as well. Townsend punches it away, and then Watson's the first one onto it to clear it away. But it is back deep with Newton Aycliffe. Raper will look to switch play here, looking to get to this left-hand side. He goes to Adamson, who does well to keep it in. And he's going to cut it in. He's looking. He's got look at some space, and the pass is poor, and Turner will intercept and clear it away. It's going to go now back for Cameron to have it in his feet. Gets it through here to Raper now. He's going to carry it forward, and he's left-footed, looking for the right wing here. Going to be headed backwards for Pettigene here, who's going to put the ball in. Looks for Detigio, but it's Baker with a good clearance away over to the right wing here. Going to be a throw in here for Newton Aycliffe. Back here for Bailey, for Aycliffe for the throw, and then throw goes in and cleared in, but there was a move there intended from Newton Aycliffe that just didn't really work out from his out for a goal kick now for the Steels to take and get the ball away. Been a good start to this second half for Newton Aycliffe. 15 minutes gone in this game, 1-0 to Stocksbridge after that first half goal from Jack Watson. Ben Townsend will he's taking his time with it, as you might expect at this point. No other goals to tell you about it. The rest of the FA Trophy matches, well, and ones involving our team so far. We're also keeping an eye on that Mosley Vauxhall Motors. Townsend just sliced that one, and he's gone to the Kicho, but Langton with a sliding challenge gets it away. Appeals for a foul because of the sliding challenge, but it's not being given. Baker takes pass through to Poole. Poole will cut inside, and he's going to evade a tackle really well for passing it back to Oglesby, who then pass it back to Langton. Takes control of it well, right-footed, looking to get towards Tinker, who might get the beat of his man. Tinker is going to look to keep it in here. He's got no one to get pass it back to, and he does keep it really well. I thought he had. It's actually going to be the offside flag up on Jack Tinker. And it's going to now go for a goal kick for Newton Aycliffe. So, lowers it out to Mark Costello here, who's going to carry it forward. Just waiting to see what he'll do. He passes it sideways here over to Pettigene, and then back to Mark Costello. And as I say, they're happy to pass amongst themselves in defence, as Aaron Brown will now take it, and he'll carry it forward for laying off to Costello on the left-hand side. Not great touch from Costello. Allows Poole to get in, but he only boots it back to Brown here. So they'll just reset from the back now, Newton Aycliffe. And now Turner's coming in press. And now Stocksbridge, I think, thinking they might get some success in the press. And you can just see the Stocksbridge players pressing up here as it goes now back to Mark Costello's on the edge of his own box. Now back to Cameron, who's taken the step up to try and help relieve the pressure from the Stocksbridge press, which has just let off a bit now as it goes now back to Raper here, who has it through to Costello. And then back into Raper with Goodwin trying to press. Back onto the right wing to Aycliffe, and Watson challenging in that. Watson is given away the foul there, which before it's quickly restarted. And then they're trying to get the ball over the top of Oglesby, but it's well in, and he's actually got it. Goal done by Aycliffe, who goes in, appeals for a handball there, and it's a good shout here. They've kept it in, Newton Aycliffe, and then it's gone out for a corner kick, actually, when they would have rather have kept it in. And I'll be honest, I think Newton Aycliffe should have had the spot kick there, because that looked like I did look like a handball from Curtis Turner, I believe that was. Oh, no, Charlie Oglesby. And they're still unhappy about Newt Aycliffe. Don't blame them for being unhappy about it. I think I'd be definitely would be if it was the other way around and Stocksbridge get a bit of a let off with the referees. Probably the first time this season it's happened, but here comes a left-footed corner in, and then Townsend claims it really well. And Townsend will calm it down for a second. And well, Stocksbridge with a sometimes you need a bit of luck to games, especially after this 4-loss streak Stocksbridge have been on. That might be the bit of luck Stocksbridge need. Ball going long, and Costello can only head backwards, and then Cameron has to be a bit on his toes there, or to avoid one that would have ended up in the end of season DVDs. Ones that are available for £2 from the bargain bin. I don't think they exist anymore. Now it's just a YouTube compilation. So it's back here now, and it's Watson who's just picked it up well. Gets it to Poole, who laid it off for Goodwin. Goodwin's going to left foot. Poole, it's beautiful play from Stocksbridge. Poole's gone clear. Poole just needs to finish. Poole finishes. It's off the post and then into Cameron's arms. It looked like the play had absolutely everything, but it's the look of the post there that stops Stocksbridge going from 2-0 up. Cameron's done well to respond from it and claim the ball as well. Back with Mark Costello now. Gets it through to Wood. Now back to JD Costello, who gets it forward now to Liam Adamson, who's going to carry it forward and looks at Takicho. It's a good ball to Takicho. He's just got Langton dealing with him on the left-hand side. He gets it back into the box. No one's there for it. And then Townsend will claim that one. Townsend has it in his arms now, which is where he's most happiest. 54 minutes gone in this game, and it's 1-0 to Stocksbridge at the moment. Sheffield have equalised in their game against Spalding. Alfie Smith has scored against us last week as well. As there's just going to be a Stocksbridge free kick here for which Langton will take. Langton was just taking his time with it. Stocksbridge pushed quite a few people forward to see if they could turn this into an attacking opportunity. Langton right-footed, gets the ball in the box, and Cameron is going to look to claim that one. He actually drops it, but he's been saved by Aycliffe Aldsworth there. As Turner will now fight for it and heads it to Watson, who's controlling it. He's thinking of the shot. He's going to take the shot, but that's blocked by Costello, and then it rebounds well for Wood, who looks to get the counter going. He's 1-2 back to Wood, and then to Adamson, who turns well, and he's got some support on the left-hand side with JD Costello, who's come forward, passes it beyond him to Jack Raper, who's got some space on this left-hand side, puts a good ball in. It's taken a deflection. Here comes Edward, well saved from Townsend. Second ball in, beyond everyone, then tapped in the far post by Chicho, and it's an equaliser for Newton Aycliffe. Townsend's done really well from the initial one, but Stocksbridge have not been able to clear from it, and now Newton Aycliffe have equalised. It's 1-1 now, and this tie is back up in the air. And that miss from Thomas Poole, which hits the post, now looks even worse here, just because obviously then it would be 2-0. So 1-1 here now between Newton Aycliffe and Stocksbridge Park Steel. Stocksbridge will have to get back onto it if they want to retake lead and get through to the next round of the trophy. Back here for Baker here, intercepted, and now Newton Aycliffe seem to have a bit more beans about them after getting that equaliser. As it's been a battle there with Akicho fighting with Hogan. It's Wood who's come away with it before they didn't manage to touch it away from Goodwin. Then back with Akicho. It's some really good play from them at the moment. Mackenzie Akicho has been the one who scored it, the goal. As it's on the right-hand side here, now back with Mark Costello in central defence. And then back to Daniel Cameron, who to Brown now, and it's going to be back to JD Costello, who helped create that move. It was really good football from Newton Aycliffe that helped create their equaliser. As it's now opened up from again, Adamson's going to sprint out to the right-hand side, and Stocksbridge will just have to be aware here because another good-looking ball going in, and it's headed away by Ogsby. It's going to go back to the Kicho on the left-hand side. Right, another good-looking ball in, missed header before Tinker's the one who heads it away. Appeals for a penalty from a lot of the fans behind the goal, but nothing given, and Poole touched it on to Goodwin, who's just going to put that one forward to Rawson. Controls it well. Lays it off now for Baker, who takes a touch forward. He's going to carry him forward for trying to get through, but he loses onto that ball, and it's now back in central defence with Mark Costello, who clips it forward. Appeals for offside. It's definitely not offside. And as I say that, the offside flag goes up. So what's happened to our defending this season? Yeah, it's been a bit disappointing in defending this year. Though it's just that it was that rebound originally after Townsend made a fantastic close range save. Where that one was one that looked certain to go. They did almost clear it off the line though. Stocksbridge, just not enough on it to stop it from going in. 57 minutes gone in this game so far as Watson tries to take it back, but it's just going to actually goes here to Turner, who's going to carry it forward. He's thinking of the shot, he's going to take the shot. It's deflected and blocked out for a corner kick. So, and it was from the corner in the first half where Stocksbridge scored after their initial header was saved by Cameron, who's had a good performance today. It was Jack Watson who tapped in from close range. Hull will be wanting to do something similar from this corner. The usual suspects all heading up here. Here comes Poolscore looking for the far post. Oakley gets header, it's hanging, and it's over the top and on the top of the net rather than in it. Bridlington are definitely out of the trophy, barring a miracle. They're 4-0 down to Prescott Cables, and Nantwich have gone 2-0 up on 3-0 up, on Liversedge. Callum Saunders has scored again, and Ossett United have equalised through North Ferriby through a mysterious player called Unknown. And we are going to see the first substitute of the game. It's going to be for Newton Aycliffe, and it's Jack Clarkson coming on for Kyle Davis. So back. So as Clarkson enters the field, we'll see how he lines up in a minute. Cameron will send the ball long. Oakley's going to step forward to head that way, but it's headed beyond him, and then Langton will get it away, and well won by Poole. Gets it back to Oakley, he'll clip it along to Rawson, chests it down, looks to turn with it, does. Now we'll look to run it down the left wing here. Rawson carrying on the left wing, had the ball just touched away from him, but he does get it back. And he's just taking his time there with it before passing it back to Tinker. There's quite a few Newton players, and they found a good overlap with Turner there, and Turner just escapes from Costello, tries to looking for Rawson, but intercepted by Aycliffe, and then it's a good touch on by Adamson, who's been probably the most influential player on the pitch, but Clarkson's first touch is poor and allows Hogg to get onto it. Hogg looks at the overlook pass to Tinker, and Tinker gets it, tries to lay it back for Rawson, but it's intercepted and cleared away. I do think Tinker maybe should have just drilled that one, looking for Ross Goodwin, who was in the 6-yard, and then it's, potential counter-attack. That was stopped by Curtis Turner there for Newton Aycliffe. Turner will win the ball back and now carry it forward, pass it back to Hogg. Hogg will knock it forward here, head away by Costello, and then back to their number 8 and gets it forward here. And then they're looking to get the ball through here, but Langton intercepts with Clarkson hovering. Ball goes long, looking for Watson. It's beyond, and it's Rawson who's going to try and challenge Costello for it. Rawson gets it on the left-hand side here, needs some support in the centre. Rawson will lay it off for Turner. Turner gets a bit of a push in the back, but he's going to lay it off now for Poole on the right wing. Poole looking to beat him, man, takes a shot, deflects, and out for another corner kick. Good play from Stocksbridge. Didn't result in a goal, but it's another corner kick, second of this half for the Steels. We're on the hour mark now. And Poole will stand over this one. Quite a few people heading up into box like Mitch Langton once again. Here comes the ball looking in. It's going to 2 Steels. It's a fantastic corner from Thomas Poole, and then Luke Rawson. He doesn't really have to even move for it. It's just a point-blank header, and it's 2-1 to Stocksbridge. Rawson scores his 6th of the season. So, great goal from Luke Rawson, his 6th of the season. And he will continue his fine goal-scoring form this year. And Newton Aycliffe, who will be particularly gutted after just not that long after equalising and back into this game, they are one game behind, will have to fight back to try and keep themselves in the trophy on their very first trophy game. Back in midfield, we're Ray Prince. Newton Aycliffe look to build. We're in the 62nd minute, we've seen this goal go in, and Stockford have won it high up the pitch, and Rawson's going to lay off for Poole on the right-hand side. Pull down the right, cuts inside, just needs a finish, but Raper comes in with a crucial tackle, and Newton Aycliffe will look to pass it out of trouble now. Goes to Adamson on the left-hand side. He's got Hogg facing up with him, lays it off through to Clarkson here, the substitute, and He gets it back now to Addison with some space. Goodwin's going to go in and he clips the back of the ankle of Adamson. And I think Goodwin's going to get a book in there. No, he's not. I thought he was going to get one for kickoff. And they've actually gone for the quick free kick, though the referee didn't seem that aware of it. But Brown will then pass it across to Mark Costello, then onto the right-hand side here. Then back with Mark Costello, who's going to clip it long here before Oglesby's able to head it out for a Newton Aycliffe throwing. Front goes back to Mark Costello now. Then all the way back to Brown. Again, Newton Aycliffe not giving up their principles while behind as they look to find Liam Adamson on the left wing. Baker is able to head it away to Thomas Poole and then he boots it away to Aaron Brown in central defence again. He's going to look to get it on the right side to Aycliffe Allsworth. Aycliffe Allsworth will cut inside now. Puts left-footed ball in, looking in, but knowing then it's going to be allowed to carry through to Ben Townsend. Just do want to give a shout out to one. I don't know if she is listening today, but to Vicky Woodcock, was one of our fantastic volunteers who, as much as we do take the mick of all of the volunteers here, we do appreciate every single one who has been in intensive care over the last week. Just know that everyone here at Stocksbridge is with you while you recover. And we hope to see you at Brackenmore very, very soon. And if you want to abuse me for being that nice to you, send it to Gary and he'll pass it on because he's next to me. Tinker throws it to Watson and he gets it back to Tinker, who sends it long. Poole's trying to peel off to see Gary, but it's out of play before he can even get close to it. 64 minutes gone in this game, and it is 2-1 to Stocksbridge Park Steels. Throwing going in, goes to Tinker, who heads it away and then headed almost sideways by Aycliffe before Costello just pumps it up the field. And then head on by Clarkson and then back to Baker, who's going to put it into midfield too. Poole flicks it on, but no one's there to get the flick on from Turner. And then you're going to try and launch a counter-attack, but Ozzy heads it back and Hogg collects it back to Tinker. And it's just a bit frantic at the moment as Tinker had forward to Rawson, who pushed it onto the left-hand side. He's had the run of Watson, but he didn't go for it. And Watson went offside before Rawson really spotted it. And Watson will step forward, and Tinker's going to try and fight to keep this in, and he is going to keep it in, and he gets it blocked by Brown, and it's going to be another corner kick to Stocksbridge. Both goals for Stocksbridge today have come from corner kicks. So it's another good opportunity. Thomas Poole heading over to that left-hand side here.
So you don't leave your bag packed all the time then?
So his deliveries have been absolutely on point. Even the ones that have been able to be cleared by Newton Aycliffe, he's been able to do brilliantly. So we wait for this next one. Right footed ball going in, headed on. It's over behind everyone. Ross Goodwin will go and collect it on the right wing now. He's on his own. He's got no support, but really, but he's going to get the cross in. And Rawson with acrobatic effort, but it goes very wide. It's almost out of the box before it goes out of play. I wouldn't have been shocked if he'd pulled a muscle doing that, but would have been definitely an interesting one that managed to go in. Back with Cameron, though, now. Grantham Town are 3-0 up on Rugby. Harry Ollivant scoring their latest goal. Cameron will send it long, and it's going to all the way bounce to Clarkson. Tinker harassing, but gets it back to Pettigene, who sends one to Dikichi on the right-hand side of Aids. Tackle well, picking back, looking for Adamson, but Adamson slips at the crucial moment, allowing Baker to come in and collect. But it is back with Newton Aycliffe now. With Pettigene, who's been a bit less on the ball, and that ball's been won out by Stocksbridge, and they're going to try and get Watson on the ball on the left-hand side. It's a good ball to him. Watson pacing up with Costello. He's going to look to cut inside. He's looking to try and get his right, and he's beating man. Takes a shot, well saved by Cameron, but no one's there to go on. And Costello, who's always moving, it seems, able to clear it out, and you just think Rawson should have gambled on that one. Anyway, we found it in a second. Gary, I'm in trouble. No. Bloody hell. Baker throws it down for Poole here, close to the corner flag. He's been pushed into the flag, trying to beat his man, and he's beaten him really well there. Poole beyond it, pass it out to Goodwin, who's put a loft across in. and it's Turner who can't get much of a good header onto it, and Cameron's able to go claim that on the opposite side of his 6-yard box. He's thrown out quickly to Kichio and the goal scorer, but Tinker goes in with a good slide and tackle. It stays in after it bounces off his falling foot, and then Tinker will pass it, and Tinker is hauled down by quite a cynical one by the Kichio. And I would be quite shocked if the yellow card didn't come out for that one. That was a tackle of frustration from the striker there. And it is a yellow card for Mackenzie DiGicio, the first one of the game. So 67 minutes and Jack Tinker remains on the ground here. And he is going to need some treatment here. Must have took a bit of a bang to the ankle with that one. Sam Ewins, our physio, on now. Very hard-working physio that we have, and we're very happy to have him as well as all the other volunteers we mentioned today. So haven't had many more updates. There's some big score lines happening. We've just seen there's a 5-3 going on somewhere. Yeah, Lower Soft Town versus New Salamis, 5-3 there. Definitely, if you're a ground hopper, that was the one to go to. As Ross Goodwin, I think, complains to the referee about something. I'm not sure what it is. I think the referee did that as well as he could. Yellow card out, and for what was a cynical tackle, it was not really necessary. It was just frustration, that one. As I say, that there is a goal from involving some teams in our league. North Ferriby, a 2-1. Well, Paddy Miller's been put down as the Ossett United goal scorer, so North Ferriby leading 2-1 there. While that injury's down, we are now going to take our drinks break. I've just been told. While I was taking my own drinks break with the slush puppy that was provided by some of our fans, Vauxhall Motors have taken the lead. So that'd be a trip all the way to Merseyside. Unfortunately, no commentary. I'm in Athens. It's similar to Liverpool. It's got a port. So it's now back with Townsend who will take the free kick. What that will mean, this quite lengthy stoppage with Strinks and Tinker's injury, that there is going to be a few minutes added on at the end of the game, no matter what. So Newton Acres might be quite pleased about that.
All right. Go get back onto it.
So we just take time, and we are going to get the game back underway. Townsend will send this free kick up. We're looking for Rawson here, who will try and head it into the box, but Brown's there first, and he's just going to boot that one away. Hogg's going to challenge for it. He does, and he knocks it forward, but Rawson's offside, can't really do anything. Costello clears anyway. Turner tries to hold it with his header, but it only goes behind him. Hogg now finds him for it, and they're clipping forward for Rawson, who's going to allow Watson to collect it on the left-hand side, and Watson trying to beat his man, but tackle goes in, and the throw-in is actually going to go Newton Acres way. It came off Watson last. We are into the 70th minutes of this game as the throwing goes in, and Tinker will head it into the pitch before Goodwin knocks it forward, but they lose the ball there to Newton Aycliffe. They lay it off for Raper, whose space has opened up, but he takes a quick pass, and then they switch play really quickly, but Baker is able to intercept and head it away, and then they lose the second ball there. Stocksbridge probably have some time to get it, so that's disappointing. That could be penalised here. It's come to Clarkson on the left wing near the box. Back to Raper, puts a good-looking cross in. Beyond everyone, touchdown by Newton Aycliffe, but then Turner gets onto it. Turner takes it time for looking for Rawson with the ball forward. Rawson collects it, and he's being forced backwards, and then he's trying to knock it off man in his end. He's actually going to get beyond it. Appeals for a foul, don't know what for. And then Newton Aycliffe tries to get beyond the next man, but that one doesn't work out. Rawson looks a bit annoyed with himself there as the ball clipped long, looking for Clarkson, but Langton takes a touch, takes it forward, and then he almost loses it to the man on. But it is going to be a Newton throw, and that's Langton just not being aware of his surroundings there. Back here with JD Costello. Goodwin goes in with a tackle. He didn't really see where it went, so it's now back with Ethan Wood, who right footed tries to put ball in for Adamson. Takes a touch. It would have been a good touch if someone was there ready for slash onto it, but no one was. And it's back with Townsend's arms. Townsend then will send it long, and it's Watson who's going to fight for it here, and he's a bit of an elbow as he's using Watson then. Thought he could have got penalised for that, and he slips over as he tries to challenge Costello, and that will allow Costello just to roll that one out, and it's going to be a throw-in, which he takes quickly and gives it here to Raper, who likes to carry it out from defence into midfield, and continues to do so, and it was actually a really nice pass, it just didn't have the runner it needed. And Baker will take it, and he's going to carry it forward. He's going to clip it on, looking for Thomas Poole. He heads it on, and Rawson's going to get onto it, but he's offside there. I didn't think he was, but that's the decision the linesman has made. Rigaus Town have taken the lead in their trophy match against Hebburn. Mohamed Kassim, who's been one of the star players in the first part of this season, has scored. It's Mark Costello here who will get it onto the right-hand side to Aycliffe. He's got plenty of time as he passes it sideways to Raper, who will then get it into defence for Brown, but he is stepping up as he does so. As Aaron Brown continues forward, gets it to Adamson, gets it beyond here to Clarkson. It's good play here from them, and it's back here with Brown, who's carrying forward, but the tackle goes in, but Aycliffe are getting it back, and it's a good turn there from Wood, who's going to look for the overlap. Gets to Kichi, who's in the box. He's tries to back heel it, but Tinker will intercept, and Tinker will clear it away. No one is able to challenge that one, and it's just going to go all the way back to Cameron here. As it looks like we are going to see Ifia Fabu come on very shortly. Only reserve winger on the bench. I should say that Luca DeFalco plays on the wings most of the time. Curtis Turner here is going to clip one long for Watson to chase. Watson is going to get the ball as well. He's facing up with Aaron Brown here. That's how he likes it. He's going to come the outside and he's thinking of the shot. He's going to try and curl it, but no, it's the ball over the top is over everyone out for a throw. And Thomas Poole looked particularly disappointed with that one. But it is going to be a substitute as it's Jack Watson who just did that ball is going to go off. Quite surprised he had a very good performance, got the first goal in this game, and Ife Afebu is going to come on. Fabu has struggled for starting opportunities this season, and what he's going to have to do if he wants to get back in the starting team is impress well coming off the bench. Really, with the pace he offers, he can really change games with the pace, so hopefully we'll see some of that in this the rest of the second half. So 74 minutes gone in this game. Stockbridge have just made their first substitute. Throwing goes in and it's then blocked off Turner and out for another Aycliffe throwing in a pretty similar position. Goes along and Baker will hit it forward and it's in midfield for Baker. Will collect it again before it's intercepted and then back here with JD Costello. He's able to clear out for a Stocksbridge throw-in. Stockbridge are now able to try and maintain a bit of pressure, try and keep the ball up at Aycliffe's side of the pitch. Baker will carry on going forward. If he just being told to get high and high from Mitch Langton. Trying to get it towards the corner flag where Goodwin is. Goodwin's going to hit sideways and Faber was the one trying to get onto it, but Mark Costello is able to clear it out. But Tinker just intercepted that clearance but Rawson was offside and couldn't get onto the header, and it's actually been sliced there by Brown, who's not happy with the lack of help he got. It's with Poole on the right wing here. Poole here trying to beat his man, but it's been well covered by JD Costello. Poole's done well to keep it in though before Wood is able to get it away, and then Clarkson miscontrols it and gives it back to Stocksbridge here. And then back for Baker, who throws it into Goodwin, then trying to get it back to Baker, but instead he's going to have to keep it himself here. Been trying to go all his way himself, but eventually lose possession. And Aycliffe able to clear, but only back to Hogg on the right-hand side, who passes it back to Langton, who's going to clip it forward here. Goodwin will try and head it to slow it down to Poole, and then it's Aycliffe as a header, and it's going to go out of play for another Stocksbridge throw-in. It's just taking its time here. I wouldn't be shocked if it's a bit of time wasted, but I think this referee will add it back on. Baker throws it to Goodwin, back to Baker, who takes it beyond his man, pass it through to Poole. Pull turn beats man. He's done it really well. Pull down the right hand side. Puts the cross in. Well defended by Aycliffe, and it's going to go out for another corner kick for Stocksbridge. And now it's going to be on the right hand side here. Thomas Poole with the corner. Here he comes, coming in, looking for the far post, and it's palmed out and then has to be kneed out by Brown. Daniel Cameron wasn't able to claim it properly, to make it a third, to make the last moments of this game a bit more comfortable. So here comes Poole's corner. Looking for the far post, and Cameron will punch it away. Hogg looks to be the first onto it. He is. He gets it back over to Poole. Appeals for offside, and the offside will be given there. So Newton Aycliffe will survive from that set piece there. We're in the 78th minute now. Stocksbridge leading 2-1. 12 minutes plus whatever added time on for Stocksbridge to hold on to get to the next round of the FA Trophy. So back for Daniel Cameron here, who's going to send it long here. Oglesby will look to try and hit away, but it's headed on and then flicked on by Adamson. Clarkson will try to get onto it, but Baker is first and touch onto a Fable, and a Fable will then face up with his defender, or he's just crossing the halfway line. He's got support from Baker, but a Fable is cutting inside. A Fable continues, tries to slip through Turner. Turner's it, face a goal, he just can't get control of it. Puts in left foot a shot, and it's blocked and then cleared off the line by Newton Aycliffe. And Turner there just couldn't get the proper control, but then the pass back sort of allowed Baker to get back onto it. Baker's going to then take the shot, but it's high and wide from Bailey Ty Baker, who that's a shot from a man who's not scored for Stocksbridge at all yet. Just turned it there with a great opportunity, but showing that he's a central midfielder, not a striker, just couldn't get the ball under control under his feet. And he did actually well to create a second opportunity with his footwork, but in the end, there was enough blocks on there to just stop it from crossing the line, and it remains 2-1 here. Just some substitutes for Newton Aycliffe. I've just noticed, I can see that Liam Addison and DiCiccio have gone off. Just trying to see who's come on. One of the men that's come on in Liam Cook, formerly of Stockton Town. Ball going long, and Newton Aycliffe will try and attack it. It's the other substitution, Jacob Mallinson, who's trying to get down the right hand side, but Stockbridge are able to clear it. Poole takes a touch, and then it's Turner gets in. It's out to be out for a Newton Aycliffe throw. Throwing in on the right hand side will be thrown down the rally, but headed out by Hogg. It's another throw into Newton Aycliffe.
When you get to a ground, if you're above you, it's blocking you, say, oh, you're at that.
Going down, and then it's going to be knocked out. And Newton Aycliffe will remain on the ball. Bolt looking to get crossfield, but Faber who's dropped deep to intercept and clear it up. Aaron Brown will head it back into midfield. It's with Ethan Wood, who's looking to get the ball as well. He's overhitting. It's going to go out for the goal kick here. We have 10 minutes plus added time to go. So back with Townsend to take who is not averse to a gamesmanship that you hate when it's on the opposition team, but you kind of like it when it's your own. So it's going to be Townsend who's sending it long here. Looking for Luke Lawson here, but it's headed away by Aycliffe, and no sense to win it back. Good little turn there before looking here for Cook, and Cook gets a good touch, but Baker's just able to nip back into it. But Baker's lost it here. And it's with Newton Aycliffe on this left-hand side. They're being forced backwards. It's back now with JD Costello, so the immediate threat is gone, but Newton Aycliffe remain on the ball. Back with Aaron Brown now, who just rolls out in front of him, and he's going to carry it forward before he's looking for his pass, and he's going to take the short option to Pettigene. Before giving it back now to Wood. Wood going to pass it forward here to Raper, and then over to Clarkson, and Clarkson's going to be tackled by Turner. He's going to try to carry one, but Hogg is going to carry that ball away, and he was trying to lay it off to the left-hand side, but no one was there, and it's now going to go back here for Newton Aycliffe. So it's back with Aaron Brown now. Right-footed, looking to get it onto the right wing, and it's just going to be a bit beyond their player. It's a bit beyond Eckley Aldsworth, who was trying to run onto it, and it's going to be a goal kick for Stocksbridge. 8 minutes plus added time to go. And Townsend will have another goal kick to take. Stocksbridge. Townsend will send this one long here, looking for Ross. Ross tried to head it on, but it's been headed away by Newton Aycliffe. Goodwin fights for it, but his header only goes backwards here. And Clarkson was looking to get onto it, but Tinker just boots that one away. And it's going to be back for Mark Costello to collect. Newton Aycliffe will need to up the intensity in this last 10 minutes of this game to try and ensure this goes to penalties. As Turner will allow this to bounce and then go down the left-hand side here. He's got two players on him as he's just trying to go backwards to create a space. And then he went down there. And after about 10 seconds of deliberation, I will say, in Newton Aycliffe's fairness, he gives the free kick. It probably was one, a light one, but was one. But it's just that the referee took about 10 minutes to make the decision then. So it's now back for Thomas Poole to take this set piece on very close to the edge of the pitch on the left-hand side. And he's got the likes of Fabu, who's now going into the box. He is a big target for issue. He has scored a headers of Fabu, scored against Hebburn from the corner kick last year. And now Poole will have a couple of options to try and cross into. As we just wait for this to go, referee just making his final few checks for this free kick will be allowed to happen. And here we go. So here comes Poole's free kick. He gets the okay, and here comes the right-footed ball in, and I think that's going to straight at Cameron, and it is right down Cameron's throat, and he'll be happy, and he's going to look to get the quick counter-attack to Wood, and it's a good opportunity for one here as he runs down the centre. He's going to look here for Cook on the left-hand side. It's a good ball. Cook takes it well by his right foot. He's looking to go to the side. He cuts round Baker well, but Baker then on the second attempt gets tackled, and now Fable will try and launch his own counter. Gets it to Rawson. Rawson will be forced backwards, and then he's going to try and find a Fabu here. I think he's beat the offside flag. He has, and a Fabu going on the right-hand side. Looks good inside, he's going to continue. Fabu needs to finish. It's it wide, and Fabu, he's done all the time in his run right, winning the physical battle with the defender. He then gets onto goal, and then with his left foot, misses it by the near post. Oh, it should have been 3-1 to Stocksbridge there, but Newton Aycliffe will remain in it, and will they make Stocksbridge pay for missing some of the chances they've missed in this game? Raper here has it on the right-hand side. Forced backwards here now to Pettigene as Newton Aycliffe press forward. Right-footed ball going in, looking here for Cook on the left-hand side. Cook's just got to follow it and keep it in. He does. Cook will look to get the beaten, and I think Baker may be a bit too physical there, but the referee is actually going to allow that one. And then Goodwin's going to carry it away. And he's waiting for the run of Baker, and he does get the run of Baker, who he decided to go out to play there, and that's a bit poor. And Cook's still not particularly happy as he gets back to his feet with that one. But it is a throw-in now to Aycliffe. 5 minutes to go, plus added time in this one. Ball goes forward from Aycliffe to Pettigene, who is getting harassed by Hogg, but he's able to escape that and passes it now back to Raper, who will carry it forward before turning on it and giving it to Wood. Goodwin trying to press to cause problems, but Goodwin slips over as he does so. Wood continues with it, and he's going to get the beat in of Goodwin here. Tries to get to the left-hand side, but blocked there by Baker. It's a good block. Cook had acres of space if he'd got to that ball. And then Faber just seems to have given up on that one and allowed it to go out of play and giving it back to Newton Aycliffe. Very, very odd that from the substitute. And it was a good chance for Stocksbridge to just maintain possession and prevent some of this Newton Aycliffe pressure. Here with Raper now, who will jink away from one tackle from Rawson. Gets it to Cook on the left wing. Then back to Wood, who gets it sideways now here to Brown. Brown will give it to Wood, and he's right-footed looking for the right wing here and heads it into the box, and it's a good chance here. Takes a shot, it's a good shot, punched away by Townsend, and then Oglesby will head it away, and Goodwin will look to clear it. And then it goes to the right-hand side to Raper. Advantage given for Newton Aycliffe. And then looking for the ball, and Goodwin blocks that, and then Hogg will try and touch it away. Poole's looking at it, and the sliding tackle there from Costello will be a foul. I'll be honest, I think he got the ball first, and I don't think this referee's been particularly kind to Newton Aycliffe today. And we should be about 3 minutes to go plus added time in this game. And it's a free kick to Stocksbridge to get this ball away. So it's 4-1 to Carlton Town now, as Lewis Durrow's surely put them into the next round of the trophy. Grantham might be a little bit nervous, though. They've gone, well, they're only 3-1 up now. Edwin, I think Ahankor has scored for Rugby. That was a tough one to just read. As Townsend will send this one long. He's looking to get it across field to a Faber, who's got loads of space. If a Faber can keep it in, he might have a good opportunity to put the ball in. He does. He gets it down really well. He's got plenty of options in the middle. He's going to get it back now to Turner. Turner looks to lay off Baker, but Baker's offside. That's really frustrating. That Baker there in a really good opportunity has just stepped offside and will give the ball now back to Dunstan. Not Dunstan, to Newton Aycliffe. That's another North East side in blue that we're coming to face in a few months' time. Dunstan currently, just so you know, beating Ashington and probably heading into the next round of the trophy themselves. All right, now back with Cameron. As Jordan Lemon has headed on here. Trying to see what player I think it looks like Thomas Poole is the man who is headed off. But Jordan Lemon is now on for Stocksbridge.
Stockbridge. You would probably got the same shot on.
And I also can see that Alex O'Connor is ready to come on shortly as well. Front goes in and it's just going to be headed immediately away. Turner's fighting for him, but headed out. It's going to go beyond to Costello. He's gone into centre forward now. As now Langton will head the ball back forward again, looking for Rawson, who's beyond him, and there's going to be Rawson's the one who's committed the foul. Ball goes long from Newton Aycliffe again. Everyone in the box. Costello knees it down, but Goodwin goes in. Not a great touch from Goodwin, but he's got no one around him, which allows him, and he's going to clip the ball for a Faber to chase on the right wing. A Faber's clipped it well. He's facing up with Brown here. Faber runs at him. He's just deciding what's going on the outside. Going to try to put the ball in, but it's blocked, and then it's been cleared away, but not cleared away very well. Faber's going to get it back on the right-hand side, just outside the box. Tries to put the ball in, but it's been blocked by Brown, and it's a corner kick to Stocksbridge. Looks like
Michael.
Looks like Curtis Turner will be the one to go take the corners now that Thomas Poole is off the pitch. Obviously, Poole's corners have been the main reason that the Steels are winning this game. Both goals coming from corners. How's Turner prepared to take this one? Stocksbridge, unsurprisingly, taking their time as we are now in the 90th minute, but I haven't seen any indication of what added time we'll have. I think presumably about 5 or 6. Turner, local going in, it's beyond everyone, and Langton was the one who tried to get a header onto it. Cameron is able to claim it. And Cameron moving quickly, and Cameron will kick it quickly, looking to get it forward, but Jordan Lemon will head that one away, and then headed right back before it goes to Hogg, who heads it away to Ogilvie, who he tried to hook it up, but it's come off the head there of Pettigene, and Newton Aycliffe will have the ball back now. Raper on the right-hand side here. They are off now to there, and then clipped on the right-hand side. They're pressing here through Mallinson on the right wing, trying to get beyond his man. I think Hogg got a touch, but the ball is still going to, go in and then out for a goal kick. Stocksbridge just about holding on. We're into a minute of added time at the moment. And Townsend will look to boot this one as far away as possible. Anything that wastes more time, I think, for Townsend at the moment. As Stocksbridge get closer to the next round of the trophy, the first time since beating Stalybridge many years ago. As Brown heads it away, and Goodwin will head it forward. If Faber's in an offside position and can't challenge for it, it's just going to go back to Cameron here, who will very quickly get it to his feet and left-footed send it forward. Costello's the one who's going to try and find it. It's Langton who heads it behind, and Costello was looking to press, but Townsend will collect it in his arms. Costello will continue all the way to make sure that if Townsend made a mistake, he was there for it. So Townsend again with the ball again as he waits here to send it long. And here it goes long again. Looking for Rawson on the left-hand side, in that where there's a lot of space on that left-hand side. Stocksbridge seems to have left that quite open, and in the end, it's just gone out of play for a Newton Aycliffe throw-in. Rawson admitting fault for that one. As just here comes the throw in now. Down line to Costello, who seems to be absolutely everywhere at the moment, and he's just knocked it off a Stocksbridge onto a throw in just in front of the Steel's bench. 2 minutes of added time have gone so far. Another throwing down towards Costello, takes touch where Turner tries to get on it, but Costello's the first on it again somehow. And it's a good little spin there from Aycliffe, and that's opened up some space. They tried to clip the ball along, but Hogg heads it away. It's Newton who win the second ball though, and they've got some good play, but there's just a bit of miscontrol there from Wood that allowed Goodwin to get in. It goes back to the defence, but they boot it long. Baker misses his header, but Lemon won't. He heads it forward to Faber, looks to Turner. He's going to look see if he can run it. His defender gets a bit of a push there, and Faber will run centrally here. Rawson's looking to run, but Faber is going to continue with it. Faber into the box, and then he's going to push over his man before going over himself. Takes a shot, and it goes tantalising across. Rawson's collected it on the right-hand side, and he's got no one really to support. He's going to lay off for Baker. Baker's going to take the shot. It's drilled and then deflected just wide of the opposite post, and it's going to be a corner kick. Steele's very close to finishing this game off, and Baker very close to his very first Stocksbridge goal. All from the break there with Newton Aycliffe understandably putting so many numbers up front, and Stocksbridge though very, very close. The opportunity looked like it gone when Afebu pushed over his man while falling over himself. But no, now it's a Stocksbridge squad where they're going to keep most of their players back, including Tinker and Letman and Hogg. And Rawson's going over as a potential short option as well. The referee, and it is going to be short to Rawson, who's going to try and keep it in the corner flag. And he's trying his best. He's doing very well. And he passes it centrally to Turner. It's a good ball to Turner, who's going to try and chip it over the keeper, but it's over the top of the bar as well. It's going to be a goal kick. And we just need a message from Vicky Woodcock. It's delighted to see you listening today. Well done, lads. I'll be back ASAP when I'm well enough again. We can't wait for that. Newton Aycliffe will send the ball long here, but headed away by Langton. Headed back, though, by Newton Aycliffe. And the play is still down by Clarkson, but Tinker will head it forward to Turner, who collects it well. He looks to find the run, and Baker is going to get it on the right-hand side. He's clear space, and Baker going to get it down. He's looking for the cross in, but instead he's actually going to head towards the corner flag. And with 5 minutes in outside of time, I don't blame him. But he loses the ball, and Newton Aycliffe are able to clear. But Goodwin is able to collect, and he's going to head towards that right corner flag as well. And then he's tackled, and Newton Aycliffe, and it's a sliding challenge for Baker that he misses, and Newton Aycliffe will look to build and see if this is that option. Costello looks to get it onto the right wing here, and they're going to continue on this right wing. Tinker's trying to block him off here, and he's looking for it. He's going to take the left foot shot, blocked by Tinker, though it's going to go back to Cook, but a good sliding challenge from Goodwin stops it, and then Tinker's going to continue down the right wing here, and he's going to just send one for Rawson to try and chase. We are 5 minutes into added time here. We don't know how much added time we have got in this one, but it is now going to be laid off to Cameron. Newton Aycliffe have sent most of their men forward as Cameron sends a left-footed ball long. Oglesby will head it away. Tinker looking to be the first man onto it, and he does get it sorted away, but only back to before Turner able to boot it on. Faber will challenge Aycliffe Aldsworth here as it goes all the way back here. Still waiting for that full-time whistle, 6 minutes into added time. I've just heard Luke Rawson shout 90 seconds left, so here comes the ball long, and then it's just about kept in very well by Newton Aycliffe, but it's Tinker intercepts that, and Tinker's going to look to clear it downfield, and it's come off a Newton Aycliffe man last, and it's going to be a throw-in to Stocksbridge here. Stockton Town are 2-0 up on Pontefract Collieries in the trophy. Usually Pontefract will usually beat them, so it's a bit good bogey team beating for Stockton today. As they look to carry their cup form into the league next week. Tinker throws that in, and then it's going back to the field. Newton Aycliffe have intercepted. Costello here trying to control it, forced backwards, looking for an overlap, but Oglesby's in there and boots it away. Rawson will look to control it. He does get a good touch onto it, and if Faber will get it on the left-hand side. He's touched on, and then he goes to Rawson, and then Rawson will. He won't be able to resist. He's going to go into the box. He's going to look for that final finish. Rawson looks to beat the man. Takes a shot. Deflected and in the back of the net. The Steels are in the next round of the trophy. And it's Luke Rawson who scores his 7th goal this season. It's a very tight finish, and the full time whistle seems to have gone as well. So it is 3-1 to Stocksbridge, who finish off with one counter-attack, one goal. And it will be 3-1 Stocksbridge. So in the first half, Stocksbridge took a 1-goal lead when Jack Watson's goal poach after the initial corner save went straight to him. But Then it was a bit of a scrappy but well worked effort from Newton Aycliffe, which Mackenzie Diciccio equaliser is actually going to be continue. I thought it was full time with the way that the Stocks players were approaching, but we are going to continue. So we'll delay that full time report for a bit longer. Thought that one was good. So we will have surely not too much time left now. So here it comes, and then Newton Aycliffe re-kickers off here. They're going to clip it long here before headed away by Oaksby, then back into central midfield for Newton Aycliffe. And they're just looking for any workway through. It's come off the referee there before it goes to Cook, and referee will decide it can continue. And Baker's pulling all the shirt Cook, and there will be a free kick here to Newton Aycliffe. Here, quick free kick taken. They get it over to Raper on the left-hand side. Left footed ball goes in, it's blocked by Baker, and it's just going to bounce out. And that will be third time. The Steels win 3-1 and progress to the next round of the trophy. We'll try and have a look for you before we finish off today to see who we might be facing in that next round, whether it is Mosley or Vauxhall Motors. So in the first half, the Steels took the lead. It was a close range finish from Jack Watson, making the most after Cameron made the save. And then the equaliser came in the second half. It was a good, well-worked equaliser after Townsend also made an impressive save. Mackenzie Diciccio equaliser, but then it all came in the second half. So we saw Luke Rawson score a point-blank header from a corner, and then at the very end of the game, with the counter-attack, with Newton Aycliffe pressing all they could to get back into it, Rawson scored quite another tidy finish. It's 3-1 Steels. We will progress into the next round to face Vauxhall Motors. That will be in 2 weeks' time. We will see you then. We play next Saturday as well. Details of that will all be on our fixture list, and we look forward to seeing you then. I've been Adam Allcroft, and thank you very much to everyone who's been listening today.